All right, hello everybody. Today we are going to cover some quick notes of an observation versus an inference. And the reason why we're going to start by distinguishing between these two terms is they are critical for science. So whenever someone is participating in science, no matter what method they're choosing to gather their data or design their scientific investigation, observation and inferences are always involved. So I want to start with an observation. An observation is something that you can gather by just using your senses. So just to refresh, we have 5 senses, which are sight, sound, smell, taste, and feel. So again, observations are whatever knowledge we can gather by only using our senses. An inference, on the other hand, doesn't use your senses. It's some sort of conclusion that you can draw from evidence or reasoning based off of your observations. So now we're going to do some example problems of distinguishing between observations and inferences. So on the following slides, I have different pictures. And so what I want you to do is make 2 columns. Just on a piece of paper, your notes are fine. If you want to type them, totally fine. But you're going to make 2 columns for each picture. And on one column, you're going to have observations. The next column, you're going to have inferences. I didn't save room on my notes, but so you'll make kind of a column like this. So you'll do observations. And then inferences. So you look at the picture and you're gonna list all the observations you can see. And then on the second column, you will infer some things about the picture. So we'll do the first picture together. So when I look at this picture, I mainly see a couple and they're holding hands. Okay, so on observations, I would say couple, hand holding, I also see he's carrying a bag, and I also see a cane. So I'm going to say bag, cane. I'm looking at a picture, so I can't hear anything, I can't smell, I can't taste, I can't feel. So all of my observations are just going to be things that I see. So when I look around, I see buildings, I see more buildings, I see lots of cars. So I'm just going to say buildings, cars, I see other people. I'm going to abbreviate that, PPL. Okay, so I'm going to go through the picture and I'm going to list all my observations, which are all the things I can see. Then I'm going to go ahead and write my inferences down. So inferences are conclusions that I can draw using those observations. So 1, I see 2 people. I'm going to make the inference that they're married. So the reason I get that is I see there are 2 people, they're holding hands. I'm going to infer they are a married couple. Next, I see that he's holding a bag. I'm going to infer they're out shopping. Then I look, the woman has a cane, so I'm going to think they're an elderly couple. And then finally, I see buildings, I see lots of cars, I see people. I think that they're maybe out spending a day in the city. So I think they're in a city. So I hope this gives you a good idea of what's the difference between an observation and an inference. Okay, so again, just to remind you, An observation is something you directly observe. An inference is some sort of conclusion that you are drawing. So you're going to use a little bit of creativity using your senses. So from here on out, I want you to look at the rest of the slides, and I want you to create a column on your own, and I want you to write down your observations and your inferences. And then when you return to class next, we will go through these together. And if you have any more questions or you need some more clarification, we will cover it in class. However, you do need to try this activity. So do not show up to class with a blank piece of paper and just say you were confused. I want to see you trying your best. So I want to see what you have written down in observations, what you have written down in inferences. And so when you come to class, you can just put this on a piece of paper and bring the hard copy of paper to class.